So, in the last lecture we have looked at how to discretize the momentum equation on a staggered grid. Here we have a staggered grid where pressure is evaluated at these circles at intersections of lines of constant I and constant j. Here it is ij and here it is I minus 1j, ij plus 1 and so on. Velocity is evaluated, the u velocity component is evaluated at half grid distance displaced in the x direction, which is this green triangles, and that is evaluated therefore at I plus half and j and I plus 3 by 2 j and I minus half j, and vertical velocity component v is evaluated at the star positions which are displaced with respect to the position where p is evaluated in the vertical direction by half grid spacing. So, these are evaluated at I j plus half, I j minus half, I minus 1 j minus half, I minus 1 j plus half, like this. On this grid, when we are discretizing the x momentum equation, this is the momentum equation, and we are taking the x component, and that x velocity at any location ijk is denoted here by u star. It is a provisional velocity. It is provisional because we can solve this only if pressure is known. So, we assume some guessed pressure P star, and you substitute in this, and by discretizing this you can get, and solving it, you can get u star at ijk. Now, each of these terms is being evaluated at I comma j comma k, and this is evaluated in the following special way. For the 2D case, we can write this equation as dou by dou x of u hat u star plus dou by dou y of v tilde u star equal to minus 1 by rho dou p star by dou x plus nu dou square u star by dou x square plus dou square u star by dou y square. In this equation, this u star is the variable that we want to evaluate. It is equal to the phi in the scalar transport equation for the variable phi, and the coefficients are this u hat, v tilde and nu. These are all either properties of the fluid or the terms, the nonlinear and coupled terms which are coming from other equations. So, when we are solving this equation, we expect that we know this coefficient u hat, we do not know this is being evaluated here. So, we make use of the previous iteration value, and we therefore denote this as u tilde. And similarly, here in this equation, v is not known because v can be known only when we are solving the momentum equations. So, we make use of the previous iteration value to get this, and we solve this equation only for u star as per this approach here. And we also make use of upward differencing for the advection terms. So, that is this one and this one, and we make use of the central differencing scheme for this, and this also made central differencing. So, with these things we can write this as u tilde u star I plus 1 j minus u tilde u star I minus ij divided by delta x, and similarly at the edges of these boundaries. Okay. So, we express it like this, and we then evaluate what this u tilde at I plus 1 j is, and I plus 1 j is this particular point here, and at this point we, if we want to find u tilde here, we take this to be the average of the two neighboring values of u that is available. And similarly, this term is coming from dou by dou y. So, this is evaluated at I plus half, j plus half and j minus half. So, in this case we need to have v tilde at j plus half and j minus half, that is obtained as the average of these two. So, using these kind of approximations, we can come up with a discretized equation. What we are going to look at in this lecture is to make use of this approach and see how we can solve all the three equations together, that is the continuity, the x momentum and y momentum equation for a two-dimensional problem. So, in this pressure correction method, we are using a staggered grid. So, we have three different grids, one for the x momentum equation, which is for the U cell, one for the y momentum equation. So, this is for the which will give us the V component, and one for the continuity equation, and we make use of the continuity equation to get the pressure. So, for each case we are introducing a slightly different notation here, so that we can understand very easily this particular integration, and the notation is like this, where you have capital P and capital E, capital N, capital S. These things are where pressure is evaluated, and at the corresponding, so if you take this particular cell here for the pressure, so pressure is evaluated at capital P. The immediate point at which pressure is evaluated on the east side is denoted as capital E. The immediate location where the same quantity P is evaluated as capital N, capital W and capital S. And if we put this as a control volume, which is lying halfway between the 2 points on the east side, west side, north side like this, then we can associate with the faces of this control volume the midpoints. So, this midpoint is evaluated on the east face, this is evaluated on the north face, west face and south face. And if you notice our staggered grid system, with respect to capital P point where pressure is evaluated, the U velocity component is evaluated at the east face and the west face, and the V velocity component is evaluated on the north face and the south face, because east face and west face are displaced in the horizontal direction by half a grid point to the left, to the right, and half a grid point to the left. Similarly, north face and south face are displaced in the vertical direction by half a grid distance in the positive y direction, negative y direction. So, this constitutes, if this is I comma j, this is I plus half j and this is I minus half j. Similarly, the north face point is I j plus half and this is I j minus half. So, this is our control volume. When we are looking at solving the x momentum equation for U, we make a control volume which is centered around the east face of the P cell, and so it has, the east face has the two immediate neighbors as capital P and capital E, and that is what we have here. So, over this control volume, which spans half a grid direction distance in each direction, that is east direction, west direction, north direction, south direction, we can integrate as we have done here, and then we can come up with a discretized x momentum equation, which is now discretized here, and the variable is the velocity U component at the small e, that is the east face of the pressure cell here. So, this is the variable which is being solved, and this is being written in the form of an algebraic equation which constitutes the discretized algebraic equation, discretized as per this kind of formula here. Now, the this discretization is of it involves two separate kind of discretizations, where you have these terms here which are coming from the advection term and the diffusion term. So, if you look at this, you have the advection term involves dou u by dou x and dou u by dou y, so that brings in the neighboring points, and similarly the dou square u by dou x square, dou square u by dou y square terms also bring in the neighboring points and neighboring velocity points. So, these are what are coming here, and these are denoted as NB, meaning neighboring points. So, the velocity component at the neighboring points together with the coefficients some of which are like the kinematic viscosity, and some of them are the V and U components from the previous iteration value. So these are the coefficients. So this implies summation over the 4 neighboring points. So this implies A west face U west plus A north face U north face like that. So those are the immediate neighboring velocity components that are coming here. So since we are writing the x momentum equation for this grid, so UE is here, and then 4 neighbors will be U further at this point, and U at this point, and U at this point, and U at this point. Those are the 4 neighboring U velocity components that are coming here. Just like when we integrate this equation, we will be getting the pressure at capital E, capital West, capital North, and capital South. Here it is this point, the velocity at this point, the velocity at this point, and the velocity at this point. So those are the 4 things that are coming here. And the pressure gradient term in this one is evaluated at point at this point, and pressure gradient is dou P by dou x. So at this point, dou P by dou x can be given as dou Pe minus Pp divided by delta x, and divided by delta x, all those things are subsumed in these coefficients here. So when we discretize the x momentum equation over its cell, what we have is the value of the velocity component at the center of this cell being given in terms of the value of the velocities of the same component at the neighboring cells, plus maybe other terms which may be constants which may be coming, and the values of the pressure at the immediate 2 neighbors, capital P and capital E. Similarly, when we discretize the y momentum equation is evaluated at a grid point at a grid cell which is centered around half a distance displaced in the vertical direction with respect to P. So this is, for this one, this is centered around the north face of the P cell. Okay. So here again we can go through the discretization and express the velocity at this point, which we are calling it as Vn, small n, indicating its north face velocity with respect to the capital P here. This is expressed as in terms of the neighboring velocity components, that is this point, the velocity V at this point, V at this point, and V at this point, and V at this point, plus the pressure gradient in the y direction at this point, which is given as P naught minus P capital P divided by delta y, and divided by delta y is computed in this. So the discretization of the x momentum equation gives an algebraic equation for velocity component, x velocity component at the center of that particular cell in terms of the neighboring x velocities and pressure difference between capital P and capital E, that is the 2 immediate neighbors in the x direction. Discretization of y momentum equation gives the y velocity component in terms of the neighboring y velocity components and in terms of pressure at 2 neighboring points displaced in the y direction here. So these equations can be solved if pressure is known, if the pressure field is known, that is if we know the pressure at capital P and capital E for this location. So for the next point, capital P and capital E for that. So if we know the entire pressure at every grid cell for this capital P, capital E, capital N, capital like this, okay. So that is P at ij for all the points, then we can solve this equation for UE, that is velocity at every ij, at every I plus half j. And again, if pressure field is known at every point, at every grid cell ij, then we can solve this set of AV equal to B equation for velocity at every ij plus half. But the question is, how do we know the pressure? If we start with some guess pressure, and if we solve the x moment, the discretized x momentum and y momentum equation, we get velocities which are consistent with the guessed pressure field. Since it is a guessed pressure field, it is not wholly correct. We denote these provisional velocities as u star and v star. So, we start with an assumed pressure field, and then we solve this equation, and right hand side this is known, b is known, and this gives you an implicit equation for the velocity component u. So, this becomes an equation like a u star equal to b. Okay. So, that will be solved for u star, and similarly this becomes another a1 v star equal to b, b1, and that can be solved for v1. So, once we assume pressure at every grid point ij, then we can get a velocity at every grid point I plus half j and every grid point ij plus half for the two velocity components here. But these velocity components are not necessarily correct, and they do not satisfy the other equation, the third equation which has not been used, which is the continuity equation. So, what we therefore suggest is that let us try to correct the pressure, the assumed pressure, by adding a component p prime which is yet to be determined. So, it is a pressure correction in such a way that the new velocity field, we know that if you change pressure, the velocity changes. Okay. If you change the pressure field, both u and v change. So, there is also, when we make a pressure correction, there is also velocity correction u prime and a velocity correction v prime, which is different at every grid point, and it is given by the new pressure field substituted here. So, a pressure correction p prime involves a velocity correction u prime and v prime. We can make a rough estimate for what will be the velocity correction for a given pressure correction. Okay. For example, if we subtract this from this equation, so you get A times ue minus ue star equal to sigma nb a n b times u n b star minus u n b minus u n b star, like that, and again p p minus p star p and p e minus p star e. So, those terms will come here. So, you have subtraction will give us a times u e minus u e star plus the sum of all these things, again where each of them is expressed as u n b minus u n b star, like this. Okay. So, now we know that u e minus u e star is u prime from the definition. So, we can say that this subtraction of 3 from 1 will give us a e u e prime equal to sum over the neighboring points of a n b u n b prime plus a e times these two are pressure correction at p and pressure correction at e. Okay. So, at this stage we do not know what the pressure correction is, but if there is a pressure correction which is not necessarily the same at every grid point, which is varying at every grid point, pressure itself is varying at every grid point. So, if there is a pressure correction given at every grid point, then there is they add up in such a way that the velocity correction is given by this whole equation. And if you neglect this component, then you can say that a e u e prime is roughly equal to a e times p p prime minus p e prime. And what this gives us is that neglecting this, if you make a pressure correction, then you can find out what is the velocity correction here, and similarly we can also make an estimate for v n prime. The velocity correction in the vertical component velocity is a n times p n p prime minus p n prime. Okay. So, that means that at this stage we are saying that let us make a pressure correction, and let us say that this pressure correction introduces a velocity correction u prime which is given by this, and velocity correction in v prime which is given by this. But what pressure correction to make? So, for this we make use of the continuity equation, and continuity equation is dou u by dou x plus dou u by dou y equal to 0. Okay. So, that can be written as, so you dou u by dou x is u east minus u west divided by delta x, and v n minus v s divided by delta y. So, multiply both by delta x delta y and then you have this. So, this is the discretized form of the continuity equation over this cell here. So, we are saying that continuity equation dou u by dou x plus dou v by dou y is being evaluated over this cell. So, dou u by dou x is this velocity minus this velocity. This velocity is u e, this velocity is u w. Both e and e are e and w are small letters indicating the phase of this particular cell. And similarly, dou v by dou y is given by velocity, vertical velocity at this point, which is v small n minus v small s here. So, that is what we have written here. So, this is the discretized continuity equation, and here we substitute u e to be equal to u e star plus u prime, and u w is u w star plus u w prime, and v n equal to v n star plus v n prime, and v s equal to v s star plus v s prime. And what is the advantage? At this stage we have already calculated all the velocities u star at all these points, because we have solved this. So, the star quantities in this are already known. Okay. So, this gives us an expression like u prime e minus u prime w divided by delta y times delta y plus v n prime minus v s prime times delta x equal to 0. Okay. So, now we already know what this u prime is roughly in terms of p prime and pressure corrections. So, we substitute u e prime equal to a e times p prime p minus p prime capital E by small a e. Now, all these coefficients are known from the geometry, which we will see in the next lecture. We can evaluate those things, and so we can substitute all the u's with corresponding pressure differences, pressure correction differences, and similarly all the v's here can be substituted in terms of the pressure differences, pressure corrections in differences involving the gradients in the north and south directions here. So, once you substitute the equivalent expressions in this equation, all the velocity corrections will go, and this equation becomes an equation involving pressure corrections only, and the pressure corrections are at capital P and capital N, capital E and all that. So, we can rewrite this continuity equation as an equation for pressure correction, where the pressure correction at capital P is given in terms of pressure corrections at capital E, capital N, capital W, capital S, and that is of this particular form, where some of the things, the starred quantities are coming in the right hand side of this, and we already know these things because we have solved the corresponding discretized momentum equations. So, if you look at this equation here, in this equation B is known, and the coefficients A and W, A N, A W, A capital E, these can be determined as part of the discretization. So, this becomes an algebraic equation for pressure correction at capital P in terms of the algebraic in terms of the weighted sums or the pressure corrections at the corresponding things. So, when you write this for all the grid points ij, then you have an equation which is like A p prime equal to B. Okay. So, that is a matrix equation in which p prime at the grid cells I comma j is the other unknowns. So, this enables us to solve for the pressure correction. So, once you get pressure correction, then you can put that here and get a new pressure, and you can also estimate the pressure correction, the velocity correction induced by the pressure correction here, and we can get velocity corrections. So, we get nu u and nu v. So, using this new values of p, u and v, we go back to the discretized x momentum equation, and then we come here, we substitute the new values and get a new estimate for velocities, and then we keep on doing this. So, this method is known as the simple method. It is known as the semi-implicit method for pressure linked equations. Obviously, these are linked through this pressure correction here and through the pressure guessed pressure field in the x and y momentum equation, and it is semi-implicit because in this equation here the velocity is being evaluated implicitly. So, here it is implicit, but the pressure part is not being evaluated implicitly at this stage, and if you come to the pressure correction equation, this is the true pressure correction equation, but in this we are neglecting the component, the contribution from these, and then we are just directly putting this one here. So, this implicitness of the evaluation of the velocity correction is not being considered, therefore, this is only semi-implicit method. So, this is a semi-implicit method for pressure linked equations. We do not need to worry too much about the nomenclature, but we need to understand how we go about doing this. And so, we start with some guessed pressure field and velocity field. Why do we need the velocity field? Because when you are solving the x momentum equation, we also need to know the previous value of u and v, and when you are starting out there is no previous value. So, we make some guess values for u star, v star and p star at all ijk, I plus half j, j and ij plus half. So, wherever a particular variable is being evaluated, there we make a guess for these things. So, now we have p star and u star and v star at the corresponding locations where they are to be determined, and using p star and using this discretized form of the continuity equation of the x momentum equation, we solve for u velocity component, and using the same p star we also solve the discretized y momentum equation to get v star. So, in the first step, to begin with, we make guess velocity and pressure fields, and then we solve the discretized x momentum equation for u star, solve the discretized y momentum equation for v star, and once we know u star and v star, then we can discretize the continuity equation, and the continuity equation is reformulated as a pressure correction equation, and once you know u star and v star, all the terms that are there in the pressure correction equation are now known. So, the pressure correction equation can be rewritten as an algebraic equation AP prime equal to B, and that is solved for pressure correction at every point ij, and from these pressure corrections we make the approximate velocity corrections u prime and v prime. So, by the time we come to step 5 here, we know what is the initial pressures and velocities and the corrections that we need to make, and so at this stage we have new values of pressure and velocity and u velocity, v velocity. Okay. And if there are other things like temperature, turbulent kinetic energy and all that, those can be calculated. So, now you have updated pressure and velocity components, and these updates are used to now go back to step 2 and solve again the x momentum equation and then y momentum equation and pressure correction equation. We do this iteratively. Why we need to do this iteratively is because in the discretized equation we are making use of the old pressure field, and so we get this, and again here we get this, and when we are solving the pressure correction equation, we are making use of the new values of u star and v star like this, but these new values are obtained based on the assumed pressure field. So, even these are not fully correct. So, that is why we have to solve the pressure correction equation and the discretized x momentum equation and the discretized y momentum equation iteratively. So, that each time we are making updates and updates, and eventually and hopefully it will converge, and the converged solution is such that the pressure corrections and velocity corrections are 0. Okay. So, this is the simple algorithm for solving the continuity x momentum, y momentum and even z momentum equations in a specific way, such that if the problem is steady, we solve the steady form of the Navier-Stokes equations. If it is unsteady, we can extend this also to the unsteady form of the Navier-Stokes equations, and we can use this. So, this has proved to be very popular since it is introduced in 1968 by Partankar and Spalding and a number of co-workers. Number of variants and improvements have been made to this, and you have simple C, simple R, simplest piezo, and all these methods are variations or inspirations of this method. And although this method has been described here for staggered grid, this can also be extended to collocated grids, and it can also be extended to compressible flows and all that, and it is used in many CFD computations for the solution of Navier-Stokes equations for compressible and incompressible flows, primarily for incompressible flows. And because we are doing it in so many iteration kind of things, it is possible to bring in more complicated physics like turbulence and reaction and all those things. They increase the number of equations. So, when you have so many number of coupled equations, we have to make incremental variations, and this method allows those kind of incremental variations to be brought in properly, and that is also one of the reasons why this has become very popular for incompressible flow calculations, where usually a lot more physics of the problem is tackled than in compressible flows. So, simple method is probably in terms of its variants and latest variants is the one that is invariably used for many computations of incompressible or nearly incompressible flows. So, we can see that we have a number of methods for the solution of incompressible flows, special methods. In the next tutorial class, we will make a flow chart for the simple method, both for steady flows and unsteady flows, and see how we can conceptualize an overall scheme of solution which keeps in it the concepts that we have discussed in module 3 about solution of the discretized equations. So, those concepts are still there, but in a very hidden form, and we have to do much more before we can solve the coupled equations. So, this is an illustration of that. Okay, think